My name is Matthew Harding, and I'm a professor at the Melbourne Law School and a specialist on law and regulation relating to charities. It's my great pleasure now to introduce Jing, who is a PhD candidate at the Melbourne Law School and whose thesis, which he has just submitted, is on the governance of charitable trusts in China. Hi, Jing, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. Thanks so much. It's such a great honor to take this interview. Yes.
Jing, you've been studying the charity sector in China now for some years, and I suppose one question to ask at this present point in time is what in your estimation are the key factors that are influencing the capacity of the charity sector to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic in China?
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, from my perspective, it's really a great question. Yes. Yeah, because under the Chinese situation, I think the most important factor is the role of the government. Yeah, because according to my previous research reveals that the strong government control over the charity sector is very important. And it is a long tradition. I'm not surprised at this tradition because this tradition is consistent with, frankly speaking, the leadership philosophy in China. And in the situation of COVID-19, the strong government control is also very outstanding. Now, I can give you some example for illustration. Yes, the COVID-19 began in China in last December in Hubei province, and a lot of government organs have been involved to combat this pandemic, and including the Ministry of Civil Affairs, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as a National Health Commission. And these government organs have issued a lot of administrative orders and guidelines for charities to engage in charitable undertakings. Yeah, for example, according to Chinese charity law, a lot of charities, if they want to conduct fundraising activities, the Chinese charity law says that there's a recording requirement. That is the fundraising plans, including the purpose of the fundraising and the ways to collect public donations. And the places for conducting fundraising activities should be submitted to the Civil Affairs Department for recording. And the relevant authority will exercise substantive examination of the documents submitted by relevant charities. However, under the situation of COVID-19, a lot of policies have been released to relax the limitation on conducting fundraising activities. And in the current situation, if you want to conduct fundraising activities, you just need to finalize the recording requirement within 10 days after the commencement of the fundraising activities. So we can say this policy is favorable for charities to engage in charitable undertakings. And this is, from my perspective, this is the most important factors. This is the most important factor, that is the government control. Yes, and another aspect, the second aspect is connected to the first aspect, that is the government, that is the Ministry of Civil Affairs, the regulator for charities, has issued a policy, and this policy has attracted a large number of public attention. This policy says that all public donations should flow through one of 5 government-controlled charities, including Red Cross Society of China and the Charity General Association. This approach is very interesting. As I mentioned before, these charities are government-controlled. It means that the Chinese government has appointed 5 charities to collect public donations and supplies to help tackle the outbreak. So this is the administrative approach. So this approach indicates the strong willingness of the central government to control the use and management of public donations. It demonstrates how willing the central government is to control the development and administration of the charity sector. Yeah, this is my understanding of the first question. Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much, Jing. Well, I guess at the moment, what we're seeing is an outpouring of charitable sympathy across the world for people who've been affected by the pandemic, and this would be true in China no less than in any other country. For those who are looking to make charitable gifts in China, what do you see as the key risks at the moment?
Oh, yes. From my perspective, yes. The key risk is about the mismanagement of the public donations. Yeah, in the last 10 years, we already witnessed a lot of scandals involving misuse of charity funds. And in the current situation for COVID-19, we can still identify some scandals in relation to the use and management of public donations. And the public media has already exposed some scandals through the website. Yeah, I give you one example for illustration for this question. Yeah, there are two biggest charities in China. The first one is the Red Cross Society of China. The second one is the Charity General Association. At the beginning of the outbreak of COVID-19, the two charities have received a large number of public donations in Hubei province. However, the two charities had transferred the public donations to the financial department of Wuhan government, the Chinese government. Yes, and it attracts a large number of criticism from academics and practitioners. Yes, some academics say that the Charity General Association should do its job by itself. Instead of handing over the funds to the government, you should distribute the public donations to those in need directly. And some practitioners criticize the ways in which the public donations are managed by the Charity General Association. They hold idea that the Chinese charities are treated as cash collectors for the Chinese government. So this is a public criticism. And in response to the criticism, the two charities issued a statement very quickly, saying that the transfer of the public donation to the government was aimed to centralize their management. They also made a promise to the general public, that is, all of the funds will only be used for the purpose of COVID-19. But from my perspective, I don't know to what extent the statement is true. But I can see that a large number of public members, they don't buy this statement. They don't believe this statement because the information disclosure by the Charity General Association is not flawless. The general public has limited access to the ways in which the public donation is used. So this scandal, from my perspective, gives rise to a fundamental problem, that is how to manage public donations in a transparent and accountable way. Yeah, and this question has been discussed by academics for more than 1 decade, but there's no satisfactory answer currently. Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
One last question from me, Jing. The charity sector in China has undergone great change in recent years, and so has the law and regulation around it. The pandemic, no doubt, will bring about further change, and I wonder whether you could finish by reflecting on the key questions for law and policy in relation to charity in China in the years to come.
Oh yes, it is a big question. Yeah, it is a very good question. Yeah, at the end of the interview. And my personal view is that, to answer this question, I can answer this question from different perspectives. The first one is the overarching questions that need to be discussed in the background of charity law, In the last 10 years, because there are a lot of scandals, so the direct consequence is that the general public, they don't have trust and confidence in the management of charitable assets. So the key question here is what measures can be taken to strengthen the public trust and confidence in the management of charitable assets. And the connected question is, what role should charities play in the provision of the public welfare service to the general public? And my personal view is that the cooperation between the government and the charities is very important in the development of the charity sector in China in the long run. On the one hand, the private individuals have already been given more autonomy and discretion to determine how their private assets can be used for public welfare purposes. But on the other hand, the central government is reluctant to relinquish its control over the use of the charity resources. So you can say the tension between the two aspects. So how to reconcile the relationship between the two aspects? This problem is essential in the development of the charity sector in the long run. And the Chinese charity law, which was issued in 2016, has specified 2 objectives for the development of the charity sector. The first one is giving effect to the autonomy of the private individuals. The second one is promoting charitable undertakings. But the charity law is silent on the relationship of the 2 objectives. So it gives rise to a lot of debate amongst the academics and practitioners. But according to regulatory practice, I can say that the current situation is the private autonomy, the autonomy of the private individual is subject to the states or overarching goal of promoting charitable undertakings. But in what ways the two goals can be reconciled? We still need more practice to say. Yes, that's my answer to the final question. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. And if I might say, your doctoral research will assist very considerably in deepening our understanding of some of those questions. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
well, Jing, it's been great to talk to you, and thank you very much for your insights on charity, COVID, and China. Thank you, Jing.
Thank you so much, Matthew. Yes, take care and keep healthy.